Now please welcome to the stage the president of Stanford University, Mark Tessier-Levine.
Well, good morning and welcome, Cardinal. I'm really honored and delighted to be with you here today as we celebrate the many and diverse accomplishments of our student athletes this year. A number of friends and supporters have graciously joined us today, and we deeply appreciate all that you do for Stanford Athletics as well. In particular, I'd like to thank and welcome the volunteers of the Stanford Athletics Board, the Daper Investment Fund, and the Buck Cardinal Club. Let's give them a big round of applause. I mean, really, the partnerships that you forged are really fundamental to our strength and success, both as an athletics program and also as a university more generally. Now, we're here today to celebrate the more than 900 student athletes who compete in varsity sports at Stanford and the 1,100 who participate in club sports. We're incredibly grateful to them. We're also grateful to their families and friends, and to the coaches and administrators who lead and support them. The commitment of all of you, of our student athletes, of all the supporters, both the staff as well as families and friends, has been a part of the secret sauce that has given all of our athletes an edge and maximized the opportunities both on the field and off. And I will say this is a collective success of this entire community, and I couldn't be more proud of all of you. Now today we have many achievements to celebrate. 7 teams won national championships this year. 7! And congratulations to women's volleyball, women's swimming and diving, men's gymnastics, women's water polo, women's tennis, men's golf, and women's lightweight rowing. Your seasons weren't just excellent, they weren't just awesome, they were actually historic. Only once before, in 1996-97, have Stanford teams won 7 national titles in a single year. This is extraordinary. Now, Stanford today has a total of 149 national titles and 123 NCAA championships. Last year, we made history by becoming the all-time leader in NCAA championships, and this year we extended some legendary streaks. For 43 years now, our student athletes have brought home at least 1 championship title, a streak that began in 1976-77. Stanford again won the Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, which recognizes the nation's most successful intercollegiate athletics department. Stanford was runner-up the first year, but it has won it ever since. So for 25 of the 26 years, the Directors Cup has been an award. Stanford's name has been on that award. I think that deserves a round of applause as well. When it comes to the Cardinal One Cup, Stanford's women and men are once again at the top of the standings. The women have won it for the 3rd year in a row. Congratulations to them. The men won it in 2018, and in 2019, the men's winner has yet to be determined. All of these accomplishments reflect the dedication and discipline and the culture of excellence that powers Stanford athletics. Now, we are also proud that Cardinal student athletes are equally known for excellence in the classroom. Your graduation success rate is an impressive 96%, with 21 programs topping out at 100%. Dozens of you earned Pac-12 All-American Team honors, received postgraduate scholarships, and participated in demanding research opportunities. While balancing your studies with your training schedule, you also made an impact through community service. You tutored young students in our community, promoted reading and literacy at their schools, became pen pals with a lucky group of fourth graders, and hosted young learners on our campus. So despite the many demands on your time, your energy, your attention, you have succeeded in excelling in the classroom, in competition, and as role models. That really is truly extraordinary. Congratulations. Stanford has earned its reputation as home of champions, and our student athletes are the foundation for that distinction. These achievements reflect our culture of excellence and your many years of dedication and discipline and hard work. Now, while we're celebrating our successes today, your successes, I also want to acknowledge that we've had challenges this year, but with your partnership, we are facing up to them, and we are maintaining our high expectations for integrity and excellence in all that we do at Stanford. Now to our student athletes. You are the latest in a line of accomplished men and women to bring integrity, talent, determination, and championships to Stanford. Your achievements demonstrate the enduring strength, depth, and breadth of Stanford athletics, and we are so proud of you, really. You've made Stanford an even greater institution, and if we have done our job right, Stanford has hopefully helped make you even better and stronger since you joined our university community. Many of you will be back in school this fall, competing and learning, and we're looking forward to cheering you on for all of you who are coming back. To our graduating seniors, I'm just awed and impressed by your accomplishments here on the farm, and I'm really eager to see the new paths you blaze after you leave campus this weekend. And to everyone here, student athletes, families and friends, coaches, administrators, volunteers and donors, and just cheerleading supporters, I just want to thank you for making and keeping Stanford Athletics so successful and so strong. And now I want to turn the podium over to our MC for the day, Scott Reese, who is very familiar to Cardinal fans, of course. Scott is a Stanford alumnus and a veteran sportscaster in the Bay Area. Over 2 decades, he has reported and anchored sports coverage for Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, for ESPN, and now for KTVU. But we believe his most important role is as play-by-play announcer for the Cardinal football and men's basketball teams. So thank you, Scott, for taking time to help us celebrate the accomplishments of our student athletes. Please join me in welcoming Scott Reese.
Mark, thank you very much. Appreciate the introduction. I no longer need to introduce myself, so that's one thing we can cross off the list. It's a thrill and an honor to be here today. There are a few things that I enjoy doing more than talking Stanford sports and essentially bragging about Stanford sports, which is kind of what we're going to be doing for the next hour plus. I am an alum, and again, if you want to write this off as homerism, feel free to do so, but I'm going to tell you, this is the best athletic department and the best athletic program in the country, and it's not close. It's not close. You know about the numbers, you know about the championships and the all-conference honors and the 25 Directors' Cups, 22 of which I believe are behind me. One isn't here yet. If you know where the other 2 are, if you could please return them, that'd be great. But, you know, it really hits home for me when I'm in my other world doing my KTVU job and colleagues or friends or acquaintances from other stations, and this happens all the time, and they say, Scott, I was down at Stanford the other day and I was doing a story on, you know, whatever sport, and I talked to, you know, student athlete A, B, and C, and they are the most personable, eloquent, mature student athletes I've ever dealt with. And it is such a joy to go down there and cover Stanford sports. And these are people that cover every other college in the area. They cover all the professional teams, and without fail, I get this all the time. It is my favorite place to go cover events and athletes is Stanford, and it's because of you guys. Your stories, your personalities, you affect people in a positive way. And it's what you do on the field and the court and the diamond and the pool, et cetera, et cetera. It's what you do academically. It's the extracurriculars, which are mind-boggling, that you all have time to do everything that you do and do it at such a high level and so seamlessly. So I hope you guys are really as proud of yourselves as the university is of you and what you've accomplished and why we're all here today. So today's program is a testament to that. And with that, let's get started. I first want to recognize some student athletes who have achieved national and conference academic honors, and there are so many of you. These include Pac-12 Scholar Athletes of the Year. We had 12, a dozen Scholar Athletes of the Year. NCAA and Pac-12 Postgraduate Scholarship winners, the NCAA Elite 90 Award winners, and newly elected members to Phi Beta Kappa. If this applies to you, please stand up and allow us to recognize you. We would also like to recognize and acknowledge the graduating seniors on the Executive Committee of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, in particular Alexis Froistad, who has been co-president the last 2 years, and the 2018 Rubenstein Bing ACE program participants. If you all could please stand up and be recognized, and congratulations on all your great accomplishments. Can't do an awards banquet without someone to physically hand out awards. So for that, I would like to welcome our esteemed Jaquish and Kenninger Director of Athletics, Bernard Muir, to the stage, and he will do the honors for us this afternoon. Bernard. Our student athletes have participated in more than 50 volunteer and service initiatives in the past year, ranging from hospital prom, helping children with homework at the Boys and Girls Club, and assembling care packages for the homeless. The winner of the Thomas W. Ford Award is the women's volleyball team. Over the course of the year, this group had 100% team participation, totaling 161 hours, read to kids and helped promote literacy at A.B. Trees, spent time at St. Anthony's Padua Dining Room in Menlo Park and Westside Food Bank all the way down in Santa Monica, held a clinic at the Boys and Girls Club of San Francisco, along with many other great programs. Accepting the award on behalf of the women's volleyball team here to my left are seniors Tammy Alade, Courtney Bowen, Peyton Chang, and Alexis Froistad. The women's volleyball. Our next two awards are Club Sports Awards. So will Kristen Bloomstrom, Mapia Vanderbilt, Alexa Korse, Vincent Busk, and Sarah Dobbins all please come to the stage. Look, you guys know what's coming. You're already here. The Sherry Posthumous Award is presented to the club sports team that achieves excellence, exemplifies sportsmanship, and is committed to community service. The recipient of the Sherry Posthumous Award is the Equestrian Club. The dressage and hunt seat teams qualified a combined 15 athletes for national finals. That is the most in program history. 11 athletes scored 13 top 10 finishes, also a school record. The team finished top 3 at the national finals for the 3rd year in a row. Accepting the award on behalf of the Equestrian Club are Kristen Bloomstrom, Mapia Vanderbilt, and Alexa Korse. Up next, we have the Shirley Schoaf Club Athlete of the Year Award. This is presented to the student athlete on a club team who demonstrates outstanding leadership, achieves excellence, and is committed to community service. We have dual recipients. The first winner is club swimmer Vincent Busk, a junior human biology major, He's a 2-year team president, placed top 5 in his events at nationals, led the team to a 7th place overall finish out of more than 100 teams in the country. Vincent Busk. And our second winner is Sarah Dobbins, a junior for the Horse Polo Club and a biomedical computation major. That's a thing? Biomedical computation? Come a long way since '93. Served as president of the club this year and coordinated the team's budget, scheduled competitions, fundraised for equipment, and cared for more than 20 horses. She also achieved an arena handicap of 1, which in non-polo terms, kind of like a golf handicap of 1, it means you're pretty good at what she does. Sarah Dobbins. Next up is the Arthur F. Dower Memorial Sports Performance Award. And for that, will Jay Boissiere please come forward? This award honors the student athlete who displays maximum effort on and off the field of competition and brings out the best in his or her teammates. This year's male winner is wrestler Hayden Maley, a sophomore communication major from Roseburg, Oregon. Hayden has gone home for a couple days before starting his summer job back here on campus. And our female winner is soccer player Jay Boissiere, redshirt junior, political science major from Los Altos Hills. Sports performance coach Bree Hans said, quote, "Jay is one of the hardest working athletes I've met in my time at Stanford. She has overcome adversity again and again with a positive attitude. She continues to strive for excellence day in and day out with consistent hard work and dialed in mental focus." Jay Boissiere. Our next award is the Bob Murphy Award, and for that, will Andrew Dashbach please come forward. This award is presented to the student athlete whose unforgettable performance secures a place in Stanford athletics history. First baseman Andrew Dashbach, junior, science, technology, and society major from Atherton. Andrew became the first player in program history to hit 4 home runs in one game in the Stanford 7-1 win over Cal Poly on May the 14th. Not only did he hit 4, he hit them in all 4 at-bats against 4 different pitchers to 4 different parts of Sunken Diamond. Andrew is just the second player in Pac-12 history to hit 4 dingers in a game, and he is the only player in all of college baseball to do it this season. And just for a little perspective, in the entire history of Major League Baseball, going back 150 years, it's been done 18 times. So let's take a look at the magical day.
Zeal pitches driven deep to left field. That ball will be gone, and that will be the first home run and the first run of the game as Cabrera take a look at that.
You're coming down the stretch here, trying to win the conference, and then going into, uh-oh.
And that pitch is gone. That's back-to-back home runs for Andrew Dashbach.
Payoff pitch, swung on and roped, the danger zone indeed. Home run number 3 of the game for Dashbach. The pitch, swung on, well, hit the other way. Going back, Wagon Seller at the wall, it's out of here. Number 4, are you kidding me?
That must have been fun. Yeah, just to do that once, right? All right, the next awards, the conference awards, and for that will Maverick Hanley and Alben Valenzuela please come forward. The Conference Athlete of the Year Award, presented to the Stanford athletes who distinguished themselves in conference competition. Our first winner is tennis player Michaela Gordon, a sophomore from Saratoga. Michaela actually left this morning to participate in the Rubenstein Bing ACE program in South Africa. Our next winner is wrestler Nathan Traxler. He's a redshirt sophomore, computer science major from St. Charles, Illinois. Nathan also unable to be here today. And we also pay tribute to diver Noah Vigran, freshman from Cincinnati, and Noah has gone home to begin his summer break. That brings us to Maverick Hanley, a junior catcher, bioengineering major from Lakewood, Colorado. Maverick, the Pac-12 Co-Defensive Player of the Year, First Team All-Conference, named Stanford Regional Most Outstanding Player, caught 7 hours worth of baseball, I believe, one day, and then hit 2 homers in the clincher against Fresno. That about right? Yep. And then, oh, by the way, drafted by the Baltimore Orioles in last week's Major League Baseball draft, Maverick Hanley. And our next winner is Alben Valenzuela, a junior golfer, political science major from Geneva, Switzerland. She is the Pac-12 Golfer of the Year, tied for first at the Pac-12 Championships, First Team All-American, finalist for several national awards, and COSIDA Academic All-District. Alben Valenzuela. Time now to begin our class awards. We begin with the freshmen, and for that, will Brody Malone and Ryan Neuschel please come forward. I should let you know our first winner is Paulson Adebo, football player from Mansfield, Texas. Paulson has gone home for a brief break before they gear it up for summer training in a couple of weeks. And our second winner is swimmer Taylor Ruck from Scottsdale, Arizona. She's unable to be here today. Which brings us to Brody Malone, a gymnast from Somerville, Georgia, the MPSF Gymnast of the Year, National Rookie of the Year, 5-time All-American, won the NCAA All-Around title as well as 2 other individual event titles, in the process becoming the first Stanford gymnast to win 3 NCAA titles in one season, and just the 3rd freshman ever to win the NCAA All-Around title, Brody Malone. And next up is Ryan Neuschel, water polo player from Goleta, California. The MPSF Newcomer of the Year, scored back-to-back game winners in the NCAA semifinal and championship games, and all NCAA tournament first team, and oh, by the way, an All-American as well. Congratulations, Ryan Neuschel. Next up, the Sophomore Awards, and for that, will Brooke Forty please make her way forward? Wow, you get applause before it's even time to applaud, so that means something. Our first winner is Aria Fischer, water polo player from Laguna Beach. She's unable to be here. She is training with the national team. We can let that slide. Our second winner is Ben Halleck, water polo player from Studio City, California, also training with the national team and unable to be here. We also have soccer player Katarina Macario from San Diego. She is unable to be here. She is visiting family outside the country. And our final winner is Brooke Forty from Louisville, Kentucky. Swimmer, member of the Pac-12 and NCAA championship teams, won 2 titles at NCAA championships, the 500 free and the 800 free relay, 4-time All-American, and Pac-12 All-Academic First Team. Congratulations, Brooke Forty. So the streak lives on. 6 NCAA championships this year, 7 national titles. And as Mark told you at the outset, 2nd time in history that's happened. We'll go through them in a little more detail, just such a phenomenal achievement. Women's volleyball, Stanford wins an unprecedented 8th national championship, defeating Nebraska last December in a 5-set thriller. The Cardinal finished 34-1, set a program record for wins, first Pac-12 team to go undefeated in conference play since all the way back in 2003. And the squad featured 6 All-Americans, including AVCA Player of the Year Kathryn Plummer. The 2018 season marked the 38th consecutive NCAA postseason appearance for the Cardinal, one of only 2 programs in the nation that has been to every single NCAA tournament since it began in 1981. So congrats to the women's volleyball national champions. Stanford won its 3rd straight NCAA Women's Swimming and Diving Championship in March. The Cardinal had 18 different All-Americans, combined for 51 All-America honors, including individual titles by Ella Easton and Brooke Forty, Stanford clinched the title with depth and several big finishes and has now won 11 NCAA championships, most in the nation. Congrats to the women's swimming and diving national champs. Fueled by a dominant effort from the aforementioned freshman Brody Malone, Stanford men's gymnastics captured the 2019 NCAA title and dethroned four-time defending champ Oklahoma in a meet that was decided in the final rotation. This championship was Stanford's 6th overall, first since 2011. Including Malone's 3 NCAA titles, 9 different athletes secured 15 All-America honors. Head coach Tom Gleamy won the NCAA Coach of the Year award. Congrats to the men's gymnastics national champions. Women's water polo, playing in their home pool and led by Makenzie Fischer's hat trick. Number 2 Stanford scored a 9-8 victory over number 1 USC. Always like to read that, at the NCAA Women's Water Polo Final last month. Freshman Ryan Neuschel scored the game winner with 4:51 to go in the fourth quarter, the only goal of that final frame. Stanford has won 4 of the last 6 NCAA championships, 7 overall, that's tied for most in the nation. Head coach John Tanner named National Coach of the Year for the 6th time. Congrats to the women's water polo national champions. Women's tennis, closing the year on a dominating 23-match win streak and avenging its only loss of the season, the 3rd-ranked Cardinal captured their 20th NCAA championship 4-0 over top-ranked Georgia last month. Showcasing its depth and experience, Stanford won its 2nd championship in a row, 3rd in the last 4 years. The Cardinal improving to a cool 50-5 in the month of May since 2010. That's getting it done at crunch time. 5 NCAA titles during that stretch. Congrats again to the women's tennis national champions. Men's golf, appropriately enough, going on what we've got going on down at Pebble this weekend. Closing the year, winning 5 consecutive tournaments, the 12th ranked men's golf team captured its 9th NCAA championship and first since all the way back in 2007 by defeating Texas 3-2 last month, led by seniors Isaiah Salinda and Brandon Wu, both of whom went 3-0 in match play. Stanford defeated a couple of higher seeds in dramatic 3-2 finishes to get to the final match. Head coach Conrad Ray selected as National Coach of the Year. We got a lot of those too, don't we? Coach of the Years. Congratulations to the men's golf national champions. And number 7, lightweight rowing. Led by victories from its varsity 8 and varsity 4 boats, Stanford lightweight rowing produced its 5th straight Intercollegiate Rowing Association Team National Championship. The Cardinal has claimed 9 IRA National Team Championships overall, most in history, led by head coach Kate Burtko, who has guided Stanford to the title in each of her 3 seasons here on the farm. Congratulations to lightweight rowing and the national champs. To just repeat some of what Mark said in the open, the numbers are staggering. That is 123 NCAA titles, team titles, 149 national championships, keeping the lead for all-time national titles and extending the streak, which I mentioned earlier, 43 straight years with at least 1 NCAA crown. That is remarkable. Several members of the women's volleyball, women's swimming and diving, men's gymnastics, women's water polo, women's tennis, men's golf, and lightweight rowing teams are here with us. Please stand up and be recognized. And now sit back and enjoy some of their championship moments. Okay, back to the class awards. Next up are the juniors. Will Tanner Beeson please stride forward? The first winner is wide receiver J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, an international relations major from Inman, South Carolina. J.J. is training with the Philadelphia Eagles and unable to be here today. Our second winner, volleyball player Jenna Gray, human biology major from Shawnee, Kansas, and Jenna is home being recognized as the Co-Sportswoman of the Year by the Kansas City Sports Commission. So again, I guess we can excuse her. The third winner is volleyball player Morgan Hentz, psychology major from Lakeside Park, Kentucky. And Morgan has gone home for the summer. And we have golfer Andrea Lee, science, technology, and society major from Hermosa Beach, California. Andrea also unable to be here today. And that brings us to our final winner, soccer player Tanner Beeson, a management science and engineering major from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The first in Pac-12 history to be voted both Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Led the Pac-12 in goals and points in conference matches, and a first-team All-American. Congratulations, Tanner Beeson. Our next awards, the Block S Honors Awards. So will Carly Weber-Levine and Michael Janender please come forward. The Block S Honors Award presented to the senior male and female letter winners with the highest cumulative GPA. Start with our female recipient, fencer Carly Weber-Levine from East Setauket, New York. She carries a 4.037 cumulative GPA in biomechanical engineering. Focusing on medical device development. Three-time NCAA qualifier in women's saber, member of Tau Beta Pi Engineering Honor Society, served as an undergraduate researcher in a biochemistry lab in the School of Medicine, investigating enzymes to better understand a possible mechanism behind dementia and ALS. How cool is that? It plans to complete a master's degree at Stanford in bioengineering and start med school in 2020. Carly Weber-Levine. And our next underachiever, the male recipient of the Block S Honors Award, tennis player Michael Janender from Los Angeles. Michael carries a 3.959 cumulative GPA in science, technology, and society with a minor in history. A three-time ITA scholar athlete, member of Phi Beta Kappa, authored a paper on the study of intellectual property law and fair use on social media platforms as it pertains to the National Football League's rights. And following graduation, will begin a full-time position with the Rain Group, an investment banking firm in New York City. Congratulations, Michael Janender. Awesome. Our next award, the Dick and Ann Gould Captain's Award. And for that, will Alameen Murphy and Ryan Shepard please step onto the stage. The Captain's Award is presented to the senior captain who has exhibited uncommon leadership for his or her team. The award is presented by Dick and Ann Gould in honor of their three children who were captains of their respective college teams. The first winner is soccer player Alana Cook, a symbolic systems major from Far Hills, New Jersey. Alana is home with family before returning to her pro team in France, therefore not here with us. Next up, we have Alameen Murphy, a media studies co-term from Fort Washington, Maryland. Alameen, Pac-12 All-Academic. He is an active member in the community, including visits to local children's hospitals, a two-time team captain of the football team. Head coach David Shaw saying, quote, Alameen is very serious about what he believes and about how hard he works, but he is also approachable. The guys love him. They respond to him. The example that Alameen puts out there is a guy who does everything right, works extremely hard, says what he means what he says. He is just a great example to follow. Alameen Murphy. And our next winner is gymnast Ryan Shepard, a sustainability, science, and practice co-term from Murphy, Texas. MPSF All-Academic Selection, helped lead Stanford to its first NCAA team title since 2011. Originally was slated to compete in the all-around at the NCAA championships, but due to illness, only competed in one event before pulling himself out of the second event. And so his head coach, Tom Gleamy, said, quote, "I can't imagine how difficult it was for him to pull himself off the events in order to give the team the best chance to win. Although he wasn't able to contribute more as a competitor, his selfless evaluation of his abilities and trust in his teammates allowed us to go on to win the NCAA title." I think that sums it up. Congrats, Ryan Shepard. Our next award is the Jake Gimbel Award, and will Isaiah Salinda please come forward? The Jake Gimbel Award, presented to a senior male for excellence of attitude in athletic endeavor. Golfer Isaiah Salinda, a science, technology, and society major from South San Francisco, first team All Pac-12, tied for 6th in the stroke play portion at the NCAA championships, finished with a 3-0 mark in match play to help his team secure its 9th NCAA title. Head coach Conrad Ray saying, quote, "Isaiah has been the heart and soul of our team during his time at Stanford. He hates to lose almost more than he likes to win, and that competitive attitude has impacted our team this spring as we enjoyed our run to the NCAA championship." Isaiah Salinda. Our next award is the Pam Strathern Award, so will Caroline Lample please make her way forward. The Pam Strathern Award presented to a senior female with the best competitive attitude. Actually, 2 winners this year. Our first is soccer player Jordan DiBiase, a science, technology, and society major from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Jordan is currently playing for the Washington Spirits and therefore could not be with us today. And that brings us to Caroline Lample, science, technology, and society major from Leesburg, Virginia. She is a 3-time NCAA champ, first team All Pac-12, finished the season as Stanford's winningest active player with 107 career singles victories. She won a career-high 23 consecutive matches, 23 in a row, from January 18th to May 18th, representing the longest streak by a Cardinal in 8 years. Head coach Lili Faroud saying, quote, "Caroline is an inspiration to all of her teammates with her competitive fire, will to win, and clutch victories." Caroline Lample. Next, we have the Spirit of Stanford Award, and for that, will Matt Anderson and Carolyn Lee please come forward. The Spirit of Stanford Award, presented to a charismatic student athlete who excels at his or her sport and is an effective leader on and off the field. Furthermore, this student athlete is an exemplary teammate, active across campus and in the community, and embraces the values of Stanford University. First up, we have swimmer Matt Anderson, a human biology major from Scottsdale, Arizona. Matt is a 6-time All-American, a 2-time academic All-American, the Pac-12 Swimming Scholar Athlete of the Year, co-president of Cardinal Red, a group dedicated to improving the lives of student athletes on topics of mental health prevention, wellness practices, body image, and injury. And he is active in community service, being involved with groups supporting physical activity and literacy among local youth. Matt Anderson. And next up, softball pitcher Carolyn Lee, a mechanical engineering major from San Ramon. Carolyn, the Pac-12 Softball Scholar Athlete of the Year and Academic All-American, member of Stanford's Tau Beta Pi Engineering Honor Society, helped lead the Cardinal to their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2013, worked on the Stanford Solar Car Project. Following graduation, will begin her career as an engineer at Microsoft. Congratulations, Carolyn Lee.
You may have noticed that they stuck around here.
We're going to break from the podium for a few minutes and get to know some of our outstanding student athletes here for just a little bit. First off, just kind of a curiosity, since you're all seniors and you've all had 4 years on campus, and we are all so familiar with everything this campus has to offer. I'm curious, and Carolyn, we'll start with you. What's your favorite place on campus?
I think my favorite place on campus, besides the dining halls, would have to be the whispering bench out behind Emcee. It's quiet, it's super cool. If I've ever taken you around campus, you've been there. But you can stand in the middle and it echoes and you step away from it and you don't hear anything, and then you whisper into the side of the bench and nobody else can hear it, but the person on the other side can. So I think that has to be my favorite place.
Very cool. Matt?
I'm from Phoenix, so I'm partial to the Arizona Cactus Garden. Actually, a place that I discovered junior year when I was like really homesick, and it kind of saved me from some tough times. So, yeah.
Okay. Caroline?
I spend so much time at the tennis courts, so I would have to say that would be my answer. A lot of great memories made there. Yeah, it's just a great place.
Isaiah?
Yeah. My favorite place would probably be the weight room in Maples Pavilion.
Wow. If Conrad's here, I know he likes hearing that.
Contrary to popular belief, golfers actually lift sometimes. But yeah, we call it Mini Maples, and we're like the only team, along with men's basketball, to live there. It's not a very big room, but we love it there.
Very cool. So we'll stick with Isaiah there on the end. Tremendous golf career here at Stanford. In fact, I met Isaiah completely coincidentally last year at the U.S. Amateurs down in Pebble Beach. I was covering for KTVU, and I wanted to interview him, knowing we had a local guy, a Stanford guy. What was it like, playing in that tournament, and how does playing in a tournament like that help you succeed here on campus with the Stanford Golf?
Yeah, that was a great experience for me, getting to play with the best amateurs in the world, and it gave me a lot of confidence going into this year, and really made me want to pursue professional golf and keep playing. So it's great.
Close eye on the U.S. Open this week down at Pebble.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've got Brandon Wu's down there competing,
for
right?
Brandon.
Yeah. So, oh, by the way, yeah. Caroline, you grew up, at least partially, your first 10 years in Hong Kong? Mm-hmm. Very different world, I would imagine.
Very different.
Yeah, what's the perspective on now living here for sort of the second half of your life?
Yeah, I definitely lived a very different life in Hong Kong. It's a very busy city. And yeah, moving here to Virginia in particular, it was just a complete 180. I kind of grew up in a obviously very crowded city, and moving to Virginia, it was very, very quiet. I live in Loudoun County, which is full of farmland. It's about an hour from DC, so it was definitely a huge 180, but I adjusted really well, really liked it, and yeah.
You ever go back?
Honestly, I'm going back this summer, so I'm very excited for that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Matt, tell us more about Cardinal Red.
Yeah, so Cardinal Red stands for Resilience, Health, and Emotional Development. It's just a mental health group for Stanford student athletes that I've had the pleasure to be a part of and lead for the last 3 years. And yeah, it's hard to sum up the group outside of just saying that the landscape around mental health is changing so rapidly, and especially in the past 5 years, it's just been quite a pleasure to be a part of that change and work with folks like Alexis, who's been our co-president for the last few years, and just some of the opportunities that we've had to impact the community in kind of that intimate setting, I think is probably the best way to describe what we do. So.
That's awesome. That's cool. And Carolyn, Microsoft, and not only working at Microsoft, but working with virtual reality technology. So give us a glimpse into your world.
Yeah, so I've spent the last couple of summers working on HoloLens, which is their augmented reality device, which has been really exciting. I've loved being in the tech world for a bit, and particularly seeing what a device like that can do. So doctors are using it to overlay CAT scans on patients, so they know when they're working on a patient or whatnot, like what they're getting into and whatnot. And so I'm excited to see where that goes and hopefully see how that can help shape our future technology.
And this is what I'm talking about when folks come down here and they interview student athletes, and you get stories like this and they're blown away because you just don't see this coming. It's remarkable. All right, future plans. Again, we'll go back down the list. I imagine more with Microsoft in your near future?
Yes, I start at the end of August, and I'll be at home enjoying some time with family before that.
Okay, cool. Matt, what do you got?
Next year, just continuing undergrad, finishing up med school prereqs, hopefully here, still kind of in the process of that. So yeah, kicking back and enjoying the academic life for a while.
Stay on campus as long as possible. That's my advice to you.
I will be doing private wealth management in Los Angeles, specifically for professional athletes and entertainers.
Awesome. Isaiah?
I will be playing amateur golf and traveling around the country this summer, and then turning professional at the end of summer.
Look forward to it. Here's your 4 panelists. Home stretch, guys. The next award is the Biff Hoffman Award, and for that, will Grant Fisher and Harrison Williams please come join us? The Biff Hoffman Award is presented to the outstanding male senior. And our first winner is distance runner Grant Fisher, an electrical engineering major from Grand Blanc, Michigan. He is a 2-time Pac-12 cross-country individual champion and Athlete of the Year, Pac-12 Men's Cross Country Scholar Athlete of the Year, 4-time cross-country All-American, broke the American collegiate record in the indoor 3,000 meters to win at the Milrose Games, and just this past weekend finished second in the outdoor 5,000 meters for the second year in a row. Grant Fisher. And our second winner is decathlete Harrison Williams, a senior product design major from Memphis, Tennessee. Harrison became the first Stanford male athlete to win an NCAA multi-event title when he won the indoor heptathlon. He's the male recipient of the Tom Hansen Conference Medal, Pac-12 Men's Track and Field Scholar Athlete of the Year, finished second in the decathlon at last week's NCAA Championships. That is the highest finish by a Stanford decathlete, and will stay on campus, attaboy, to train through the 2020 Olympic cycle. Harrison Williams. Next up, we have the Stanford Athletics Board Award. Will Ella Easton and Makenzie Little come up along with Eddie Poplowski, please? The Stanford Athletics Board Award is presented to the outstanding female senior and will be presented by Eddie Poplowski, the Stanford Athletics Board President. Eddie?
Our first winner is women's basketball player Alana Smith, a psychology major from Melbourne, Australia. Alana is currently playing professional basketball with the Phoenix Mercury, so she couldn't be with us here today. The next winner is Ella Easton, a human biology major from Irvine, California. Ella is the only woman in history to win 4 national championships in the 400 individual medley. She's a 12-time national champion and a 20-time All-American. She holds 4 American, 4 NCAA, and 4 school records. She was Pac-12 Swimming and Diving Scholar Athlete of the Year. She's an academic All-American, and she's Vice President of the SAC Community Service Committee. Ella Easton. And our third winner is javelin thrower Makenzie Little, a human biology major with a concentration in innovative technology and medicine, and she's from Sydney, Australia. Makenzie completed a career sweep of Pac-12 women's javelin titles by winning her 4th consecutive one, breaking meet and stadium records. She holds 6 of the top 7 throws in collegiate history. She's a 4-time All-American. She went back-to-back as NCAA javelin champion in her junior and senior years. She's a volunteer tutor with EPAT, the East Palo Alto Tennis and Tutoring Group, and she's working on a research project with a biostatistics professor focusing on the metagenomics analysis and population level data on the diversity of gut microbiota. Did I get that right? Makenzie Little.
See, this is good. Now somebody feels my pain up here. All right. We have come to the Donald Kennedy Award, which is presented to the senior athlete who best exhibits the combination of excellent academics, strong athletic ability, and a commitment to community service. Our first winner is middle blocker Tammy Alade, a human biology major with a concentration in child health and development from Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada. Tammy is a two-time NCAA champion, AVCA All-American and Academic All-American, led the nation in blocks per set, setting a school single-season record in the process, ranked 6th nationally with a .409 hitting percentage, and was the only Pac-12 player to hit 400 for the season, Pac-12 Women's Volleyball Scholar Athlete of the Year, NCAA Postgraduate Scholarship winner, co-president of the Community Service Subcommittee of SAC, spent time working with Stanford Immersion Medicine Series and Stanford's Language and Cognition Lab. Following graduation, will remain on campus working on her master's in community health and prevention research. Please welcome to the podium Tammy Alade.
If given the chance to do it over, what would you change? It's a common question that has been brought up in light of my leaving college, and it requires serious reflection of my time so far. When I arrived as a freshman, I had no idea who I was or wanted to be, and I had more questions than I did answers. I was often confused and in the dark about what would come next. Something that I did understand as a result of my wonderful and ever-inspiring parents was that hard work never ceases to pay off, and relentless commitment to your goals will never fail. My parents are my true inspirations, and by leading both in the words that they said and the actions that they did, they've been the best role models an individual could ask for. Me receiving this award today is not a reflection of me, but rather the people around me who've inspired me day in and day out. I'm thankful for people like my brothers, Jefferson and Banky, who've not always known it, but have been true guides for me with regards to demonstrating what hard work and commitment looks like. I'm thankful to my roommates, Avery Collins, Anne-Marie Manning, and Charlie Jarvis, who each in their own way have opened my heart to understanding how to love. I'm thankful for friends like Alyssa Mike and Larry Jacobs, who forever seem to be supporting and cheering me on in my endeavors. I'm thankful for my teammates who made every day in the gym feel like a vacation and who created memories with me that will last a lifetime. I'm thankful to all the coaches and coaching staff who have believed in me and pushed me to be better versions of myself. I'm thankful to this institution for providing me more opportunities than I could ever have dreamed of. And finally, I'm thankful to the children and organizations I've had the chance to encounter while at my time at Stanford. So in bringing it full circle, if I could change anything about my experience, what would I change? Changing my experiences would mean changing some of the wonderful and life-altering people I've come in contact with, and for that reason, I wouldn't change a thing. I'm so blessed, honored, and thankful to receive this award today. Thank you.
Our next recipient is high jumper Rachel Reichenbach, a comparative literature major from Pleasanton, California. Rachel finished second at the Pac-12 Championships, highest finish in school history. Works with the LGBT youth space in San Jose. Works with the Palo Alto VA Hospital as a music therapy volunteer. Also works with the Human Rights Center in the law school. Rachel was the first ACE cohort traveling to Vietnam in 2016, has returned to Vietnam during summers since then, conducting research on how to improve the lives of those that she encountered over there. Has accepted a full-year Fulbright scholarship to continue that research in Vietnam. Please welcome to the podium, Rachel Reichenbach.
When I entered Stanford 5 years ago, I had absolutely no idea the amount of privilege I was about to walk into. I was amazed and grateful for the resources we had, not just as athletes with amazing facilities and coaches, but also as students and the support that everyone gave us. But it definitely left me with more questions about what the purpose of sport was, especially at a place like Stanford that's busy winning national championships and putting out some of the best teams in the nation, I wondered what else sports could be doing for the world more broadly. That was the reason I joined the ACE service program. I was looking for a chance to transform all of the privilege we're given in athletics into something that could do good for the world beyond just what's happening on the field, on the track, and the court. And this commitment to service, and more than that, ethical service, I really think is something that sets the thinking in a place like Stanford apart, but also Stanford Athletics. Wearing the Stanford S definitely has represented to me, and I know to all of my teammates, more than national championships. It's a culture of being deeply passionate students and athletes that are ready to make a difference in the world within and beyond sport. And that is something I will definitely walk away from this entire experience with and have a lot of gratitude for. I'd like to give a huge thank you to the Bings who have made the ACE program possible and really have been open to amending the program as we've gone along and making it truly as impactful as it can be. To Kristen Acevedo for working with the ACE program and tons of student athletes. You do so much good for this university and all the people in it, so thank you. To Michael Eskin and Chris Miltenberg, coaches of the track team, for supporting this program. And to all the other athletes here that have honestly made this experience incredible, because at the end of the day, athletics has really been about the people and what I've learned from all of you. So, thank you.
My 30-page script is down to 2 pages. Our final award, the Al Masters Award. It is the highest award presented to the Stanford athlete attaining the highest standards of athletic performance, leadership, and academic achievements. And we have 2 recipients. The first is junior water polo player Makenzie Fischer, a mechanical engineering major from Laguna Beach, California. She is the winner of the Cardinal Award for women's water polo, the MPSF Player of the Year and National Player of the Year, NCAA Tournament MVP, first team All-American. Scored a league best 3.5 goals per game, the second highest average in the MPSF in the last 15 seasons. Academic All-District with a 4.027 GPA. Head coach John Tanner saying, quote, Makenzie has been extraordinary in every rep of every conditioning set and every drill, which translated to her being unrelenting in competition. Her season on a goals per game basis was one of the best ever in the top tier of women's water polo. And oh, by the way, she and her sister Aria just helped the U.S. national team qualify for the 2020 Olympics. Now, Makenzie couldn't be with us today. She is training with the national team, but she did send us a short video.
Hi everyone, I'm sorry I can't join you today, but I've already met up with the USA national team in Southern California for our summer training. I'm very honored to receive this award, and I wanted to thank the athletic department, my team, my coaches, my professors, and everyone else has helped me during the past couple years at Stanford pursue both my academic endeavors and my athletic pursuits. I'm so thankful to be able to attend such an amazing university, and I'm blown away every day by how special Stanford is. Looking back since my freshman year, I can see how much I've grown as a student, as a person, and as a player. I know I wouldn't have seen this growth anywhere but at Stanford. This university fosters excellence in just about everything it does, from the incredible academic achievements that are going on constantly to the excellence of Stanford athletics. And what a year it has been. 7 championships in 1 year is absolutely incredible. I'm humbled to be one of the many great Stanford student athletes and to be part of such a special year. I am proud to say I attend Stanford, and I am very honored to win this award. Thank you again.
And our second recipient of the Al Masters Award is junior volleyball player Kathryn Plummer, a human biology major from Aliso Viejo, California. Kathryn, the Pac-12 Player of the Year, second year in a row, back-to-back National Player of the Year, the first player in 16 years to repeat. She was the NCAA Tournament co-MVP, first team All-American, led the conference and ranked 6th nationally in points per set, the Honda Award winner for women's volleyball, the AAU Sullivan Award winner, presented to the most outstanding amateur athlete in the United States. Head coach Kevin Hambley saying, quote, Kathryn is one of the humblest and hardest working athletes I have ever been around. She represents volleyball in the most respectful, classiest way possible. And again, Kathryn could not be here. She is also training with the national team, but she graced us with a short video. Let's take a look.
Hi guys, it's Kathryn. Sorry I couldn't be there today. I'm actually in Anaheim training with the national team right now. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you to everybody involved at Stanford, the athletics board, all of the donors, my team, my coaches, everyone involved in my development here. Stanford's definitely a magical place, and I couldn't have grown to be the person I am today, the player I am today, and the friend I am today. I am so honored to receive this award along with Makenzie, and I cherish this place so much. It has built me into something that I never would have thought I would have become, and I'm just so blessed to be here. So thank you, everyone. Have a great day. I'm sorry I couldn't be there again.
So that concludes the awards portion of the ceremony. A couple of quick housekeeping notes. I'd like to remind the winners to return to the stage when we're done. Got to get a group shot. If you have any tips on the whereabouts of the 2 missing cups, 1-800-BEAT-CAL, I think, is the tip line. If anybody's going to Game 6, go Warriors. And now, Bernard Muir will give us our closing remarks.
Let's give Scott one more round of applause for a tremendous job. We appreciate all the good work that you provide throughout the year. And then let me just take a second to just give a few more thank yous. One, to our coaches. These student athletes are incredible, but we know you're the ones who are out there recruiting them to come to Stanford to take full advantage of this experience. So if our coaches could stand and we could recognize you for your great work. If you could keep the lights up for one more second, our staff needs to be recognized. We hosted over 375 events this year, 21 NCAA and conference championships, and it's truly a united front to make sure this experience for our student athletes is the very best. And so would our entire staff that is here, if you would stand and be recognized as well too. I know we also have many parents here in the audience as well too. We just say thank you for encouraging your son or daughter to come to Stanford. We know anytime we can get you on a campus during the recruiting tour, we have a chance. And so the parents who are here in the audience, if you would just quickly rise and let us recognize you as well too. Now let me just say, it has been an incredible year. Can you imagine this is the second time in our history that we've been able to achieve this level of success with the 7 national championships. I thought that was a great achievement. The other day, I was leaving a meeting with my boss, the provost, and she said, "Bernard, that is terrific, 7 championships. It's a shame we didn't get the 8, but there's always next year." So I just want to say to the student athletes, thanks for raising the bar so high that now the job just gets more difficult. But to the student athletes, let me just say, and especially the seniors, we are so proud of the work that you do, both on and off the playing surface. It is truly impressive, as Scott mentioned and many others have said. What you do, how you represent this university and represent your respective communities is truly impressive. And for that, we are most grateful. And I'd like to give you one more round of applause for all the good work. And so would you please indulge me? As Scott mentioned, we're at the end of our show. We are going to have lunch. But before we go and move forward and look at what's to come, especially with you folks after you leave Stanford, let's take a look back one more time with a short video. So thank you again for coming, all of you, the Board of Trustees, donors, volunteers. This truly is a special moment. And again, student athletes, congratulations.